What up, infidels? It's another Wednesday check-in episode of the Dangerous Brown podcast, where I talk about the week, what's been going on, maybe a couple news stories. If you're watching on the YouTube, we're indoors again today because it was raining outside. It is what it is. I like the outdoor look better. I like the outdoor vibe better. But hey, sometimes you just gotta go indoors. So let's begin. This is a trend I've been noticing. I've been noticing a lot of people online talking about canceling porn. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of talk about canceling porn online now, and I think that is a dumb idea. That's one of the dumbest ideas I've heard. It's incredibly stupid. Now, of course I know that there is an incredibly awful underbelly, seedy, ridiculously exploitative side of porn. And I'm not saying that's not a problem. Obviously that is a problem. But if you cancel all porn, then pornography will just all be seedy, exploitative underbelly. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like all like the legal stuff and all the stuff that, is okay. Isn't that bad? Like all the legal avenues of porn, once they go away, then you're left with this seedy underbelly stuff. It's like prohibition. How did prohibition work? How did the war on drugs work? How are you gonna cancel porn? All that's gonna be left is the people doing illegal stuff. And guess what? Porn isn't going away. There's a reason why, things like prostitution and all that sort of smut is called the oldest profession in the world. There's going to be a market for us regardless of legality. Regardless. That just is what it is. So if you cancel it, all that's left is like the super illegal stuff. Also, the same people that want to cancel porn are also like pro-sex workers. How are you going to be pro-sex workers and then take away part of their income? It doesn't make sense. I know morally you might feel some type of way about it. I'm not... to keep it in the sort of, the drug references zone, I don't recommend you do heroin. I don't recommend you do crystal meth. Do I think they should be legal? Yes, they absolutely should be legal. If you legalize all drugs, gang activity goes down. Cartel activity goes down. You can get tax money off of it. Fund our school. Let's fund our school with heroin money. What are we doing? And if it's legal, then the people who are addicted to it can actually go and seek help. That's a big problem. A lot of these drug users who need help, who are struck by addiction, could be reintroduced to society if they didn't feel like they would be thrown in jail for being addicted to that drug. It's that simple. You gotta, all those things that are like, morally, is this ambiguous? Make it legal. Make it legal and the crime around it stops. It's simple. It's very simple. Now, I'm not saying there aren't problems, but it's a lot better than fully making that stuff illegal and then watching the seedy underbelly side of it rise to the top. Do you feel what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? You shouldn't cancel porn. You shouldn't. And I know it is steeped in racism and misogyny. But you know what else is? Reality. You're supposed to work to make those things better and eliminate those things. And, we're supposed to strive to make pornography and sex work a more positive thing in life. We're not supposed to just cancel it and pretend it doesn't exist. That makes no sense. In my mind, the people who say they want to cancel porn are like these, internet activists that want the brownie points for saying the right thing. Right? The right thing is to say cancel pornography because it is exploitative. It is maybe morally ambiguous. That's the right thing to say. And you get the internet brownie points, right? No one's going to argue on the internet with you about that. except maybe me. But, this is a very, very small podcast. So it's not getting any sort of traction out in culture in terms of adding to the narrative. I appreciate the people who listen to it, and I hope it at least y'all will think a little more critically about this sort of stuff. That's sort of the goal. But you'll get the brownie points on the internet, but it's not really solving anything. And then you get to pat yourself on the back, and you get to pretend that you're doing something. Look, I know I'm not doing anything. I'm just a guy talking about it on a podcast to like 50 people. But at least I'm aware of that, At least I'm not pretending I'm sort of this giant activist who's out there doing right in the world. Cancel porn. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Do you want things to get worse? That's how you get things to get worse. It's racist. Yeah, everything is racist. That's how life is. It sucks. Make it better. Don't run away from it. That's why I think. You reduce a lot of crime problems in America if you legalize prostitution, if you legalize drugs, if you keep porn uncanceled, you would regulate it more for sure, but you would definitely solve a lot of issues. Or not a lot of issues. You would definitely, I guess, you would drive down the crime problem for sure. For sure. Oregon legalized all drugs recently, and that's going to be an interesting experiment to see what happens. I would bet. I guess they didn't legalize all. They decriminalized all drugs. I would bet the number of people dealing with addiction will go down because they will not feel like they will be persecuted for simply trying to seek help. And I would bet on the path to legalization, Oregon's going to realize, we can make a lot of money in taxes off these now legalized drugs. Like, as soon as they legalized marijuana became a $1 billion industry. You should obviously, the amount of people that use cocaine, especially high-powered, rich white people. If you legalize cocaine, that would immediately become another taxable $1 billion industry. In a country that's reeling economically, and in a country where the regular people are seeking more and more to kind of dissociate with reality and what's going on around them, it kind of only makes sense to legalize all drugs. I kind of shifted from pornography to drugs here, but it makes sense, right? Like, what's the purpose of keeping stuff like cocaine and heroin illegal, really? The people who are going to try it are going to try it. It's not like the only thing holding me back from doing heroin is the legality of it. It's, the fact that it's heroin. And if I really want to do heroin, guess what? I was going to do that. Also, heroin's illegal, but then all these doctors can just get paid crazy amounts of money by prescribing prescription medication. God. The opioid epidemic was crazy. That was crazy. Is it still going on? Is the opioid epidemic still going on? And we just don't care about it anymore because we just move on news cycles so quickly in America? The opioid epidemic reminded me of the crack epidemic. Let me try that again. The opioid epidemic reminded me of the crack epidemic. I can get this. I can get this sentence out, guys. We can do this. The opioid epidemic kind of reminded me of the crack epidemic of the 80s and 90s. You know how there was this conspiracy theory that the government flooded the black communities with crack to keep them down and keep them addicted to the substance. A conspiracy theory that in my mind is based off reality. But that's what the opioid epidemic was to me. It was a way for the government to flood poor white communities with drugs and keep them addicted, and middle class white communities with drugs too, and keep them addicted and keep them on that cycle of poverty. Um, and you know, that's what a lot of people don't sort of realize is that, like, in the conversation of white privilege, all you have to do is look at the opioid epidemic and be like, oh, right, white people can be oppressed too with these prescription drugs. The only difference is, to oppress white people, you need FDA approval first. That's the big difference. With the black people, the government could just sort of do it. With the white people, they're like, let's get some checks and balances in here. You know, it's like I guess people don't take that into account. These sort of, because I'm sort of railing on woke white people here, kind of. Just that, like, yes, white privilege can exist, but also white oppression can exist. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. That's why a lot of these poor white people are like, what are you talking about when they say white privilege? Because they don't understand that, like, maybe that they're treated better by cops. Because they also feel the heel of the government on their necks. The two things are not mutually exclusive. They both can exist within the same space. And just because someone might be like, oh, you might have white privilege, does not mean that their problems aren't very real and very tough to deal with and don't deserve to also be addressed. I've said this before. I said it all the time. Everyone is wondering, why is this sort of Trump 45? Why is it so cult-like? It's because they feel like someone is finally at least trying or pretending to listen to their problems. Is Trump listening to your problems? No, he's not. Clearly not. The Proud Boy leader got caught being an FBI, or it was revealed recently that the Proud Boy leader got exposed, or no? The leader of the Proud Boys turns out is an FBI informant. That's what the words I'm looking for. Turns out he's just been informing the FBI on the Proud Boys, which is like, dog, these people just keep falling for these con men. It's insane. It's insane. The Proud Boy leader. I mean, Trump had convinced him that he, as a billionaire from New York, was gonna drain the swamp. That's what the swamp is. The swamp is a bunch of billionaires who are elitists. But he convinced them, the Proud Boy leaders convinced him to go march on the Capitol and commit a terrorist attack. Turns out he was just giving all their names to the FBI. This is why that section of the American population is getting radicalized. Because no one is talking to them. The only people they feel like are talking to them are these con men that are pushing them further and further to the right. And somebody on the left has to put their prejudices aside and actually talk to the people on the right. And actually try to reach them. Instead of just demonizing them. Otherwise, we're in for some rough times in this country. And who's this person going to be? Not me. How about you idiots? Don't listen to con men. Someone's got to do it, and that person is definitely not me. That person's got to figure it out. Someone's got to actually figure out how to talk to these people, and good luck, man. You're going to get killed, whoever it is. Yeah, that's why, the woke whites are full of crap. Because they act like they're better than. all these people. Oh, I'm better than the people than like these radicalized right people because they're racist, and I'm better than them because I'm inclusive. And it's like, no, you're not inclusive. You're demonizing these people for not like living in all white communities that don't have a lot of racists. So they're just gonna they're being brainwashed by what they see on TV, and you have the ability to reach over there, try to undo the brainwashing, and you choose not to. You choose to add to the narrative. And maybe that's the media's fault. But figure it out, somebody who isn't me. Figure it out. I will stay in my place and just comment on it to the sleeper cell, the small but growing sleeper cell. Yeah. What am I even talking about sometimes, What am I even talking about? I think I mentioned this before, but I don't really trust woke white people. Not all the way. I'm always like, look at them cautiously. Like, I think you mean well, but what are your true intentions? I don't trust woke white people, man, or as I like to call them, future conservatives. I don't trust them all the way. This is why I don't trust them. When I went to college, around the early 2010s, that's when like the sort of woke quote unquote movement started happening. It started starting, and I remember a sign that was put up on my college, on my dorm room, that said, "Don't call them minorities. That's offensive. Instead, call them people of color." And I was like, all right, I see what you're saying, but if you really cared, you would just call us people. You wouldn't be like, we'll call them people, but make sure to add the of color. I want them to know that they're a little bit worse than us. Just, don't forget your place, darky. I'm not even that dark. That's pretty offensive for me to say, but that's what I got from that. I'm like, okay, you're trying to care, but do you really? I always look at woke white people with a little bit of a side eye. A little bit. Oh, you don't see color? That's crazy, because people are different races, you racist. That's how I feel. Whenever someone says I don't see color, I'm like, what? What is it? What? The fact that people are different races is a good thing, and you should see that, and you should celebrate that. When you say I don't see color, all you're saying is I only see everybody as white, weirdo. I absolutely see color. And I hate all of them. No. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Um, let's see. What else? What else did I want to talk about? I usually have notes with me, but I didn't take them today. I was good. Next Friday, for the Friday episode, I'm gonna try to study up on what's going on in India. There's a lot of interesting things happening in India right now with the farmer strike, and it's they're railing against big corporations, and I think it might be super important to actually know about that, and I'll actually have to read more than the headlines on that. So hopefully by next Friday, I'll be able to present like, hey, these are like the basic facts of what's happening, of what I read, and like I said, what I like about the infidels is that they do a good job of filling me in on stuff I missed or if I'm wrong. Just keep commenting. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll do that next week. I was gonna try to talk about today, and I just forgot. I do. If you're here from TikTok, I'm on live every day, so that's like an hour and a half podcast every day that I do. Things get and then I try to write every day. Things are moving in the Ahmad life right now, in the dangerous brown life. One day, bro, guys, we'll take off. And you'll be like, damn, I was part of the sleeper cell at the beginning. One day, guys. One day. Damn. I was on this show. Speaking of college, When I was in college, I'd had this radio show called Dynamic Panel. And it was the first sort of thing I did, first sort of podcast thing I did. It got me really into like, because of Dynamic Panel, I was like, oh, I can do stand-up comedy. Like that really got me going in the world of entertainment. Of just like, oh, okay, this might be something I might be able to do. And they brought it back. My co-host Joseph Liu brought it back. So I did an episode that came out yesterday, I believe. So check it out. It's called Dynamic Panel. I'm on episode 3. And you can just sort of see what it was, a radio show I did back like 7 years ago, back in college. You know, it was a blast from the past. We talk about a lot of things. I may have been able to come up with a bit. We were talking about like what we could do to make everyone get vaccinated in this country, because like, you know, a lot of Americans don't want to get vaccinated. And my thought is, what if we promised everyone who got vaccinated a gun? I think we might be able to get a lot of America vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccine, you get an AR-15. I got to work out the messaging a little bit, but that might work. Like, even the conspiracy theorists might be like, well, that's worth getting microchipped by Bill Gates over. That might work. Keep the option open. That's how I feel about it. If there's any policymakers listening to this, maybe we should think about it. Let's make it happen. AR-15 for the COVID vaccine. Ooh, you see? You see that? Already, not a bad idea. And then we can go back, you know, to enjoying the most American things in life. Baseball games, eating out, shooting up schools. Let's get back to the America that we love. AR-15 for the COVID vaccine. I think this is the best plan. Because the people who don't want the AR-15 probably going to get vaccinated anyway. But the people who are against the vaccinations might be like, well, I get an AR-15 out of this. Food for thought. Huh? Food for thought. I do like the idea of, like, Bill Gates microchipping me for the vaccine. Oh, they'll know where you are. I mean, they already know where you are. Do we remember nothing from Snowden? They're spying on us constantly. My phone tells me where my car is parked. Why wouldn't the government know where I am? Also, Bill Gates, you're free to follow my movement if you want, I guess. How incredibly boring for you to just watch me and be like, damn, he's going to Chipotle again? If you want to know that, you're fair game. It's fair game. Go crazy, dude. Go crazy. I literally can't see the downside of letting Bill Gates know where I am. What is he going to do with that information? I'm waiting for an answer. What will Bill Gates know with my information? What is he going to do? Create a clone of me? Hey, I'm a loser, dude. Why would you want another clone of me? I just yell into an oversized microphone and post the clips on TikTok. That's all I do. Go ahead and microchip me, dude. Knock your a little heart out. There is literally like what could happen? What could happen? I mean, I can't think of anything that can happen. Oh, they can make a clone of me that does crime, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm sort of used to this government intrusion. This government intrusion. Maybe I'm just sort of used to like the idea of people watching me as like a brown guy. That I don't mind if the vaccine has a microchip in it that follows my movements. There's so many things that like I remember that you're just so used to, just out of your experience. My favorite things in life is when you tell someone an experience you think is normal, and they're like, "What?" I remember I lived in downtown San Diego, and at least once or twice a week, a Homeland Security vehicle would drive by my house. Like it would look like a cop car, but instead of blue and white, it was green and white, and it said Homeland Security next to it. And I was just talking to my friend one day, and I was like, "Damn, yeah, isn't it kind of funny how like the Homeland Security drives by your house like twice a week?" And he was like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "That's not a common experience for you." And he was like, "Who is that a common experience for?" This guy right here, baby. I just thought, for whatever reason, I was like, we're in San Diego. There's a naval base near us. The Homeland Security drives by and checks up on you. Why? Why would they do that? Thinking back on it, how dumb was I? The FBI visited me at work one day. I remember that. Just chilling. That one was like, that's a little weird. But like the Homeland Security vehicle, I genuinely thought like, oh, everyone in San Diego just has this experience. Super funny. Super, super duper funny. Um, man, oh man. Hopefully I can clip some of this up. I need to post podcast clips like every day. That's what I should be doing on TikTok. Screw it, man. I'm trying to make this a thing instead of like every other day. Every day I should post a podcast clip. It only makes sense to. I'll post one today. Let's see. What else? Oh wow, we're already 30 minutes in. Is there kind of nothing else I want to talk about? Oh, this Marjorie Taylor Greene or Green Taylor, this new congresswoman who's a conspiracy theorist. This is my favorite thing she said. She said that the California wildfires were caused by Jewish space lasers. Which, I mean, just like let's take out the deep anti-Semitism in this, and just the words Jewish space laser are really funny right next to each other. Never in my life have I seen those words next to each other. This is the first time. This is a new experience for me to see the words Jewish space laser. It only makes sense in America that it comes from a, member of Congress. At this point, why wouldn't it? But hilarious. But also, like, now let's bring back the anti-Semitism. As a conspiracy, then, why would that even make sense? So let's use conspiracy theorist logic, right? So in conspiracy theorist logic, Hollywood is controlled by this like evil Jewish cabal, right? So then why would this evil cabal then make space lasers to destroy California? Right? How does that logic even track? Shouldn't it be like, oh, these evil Jewish space lasers caused that windstorm in Iowa a few months ago? And that would make more sense. I guess this is my fault for trying to make these conspiracy theories make sense. But like it's just so mind-boggling. Also, why do these people that hate Jewish people love Israel? What's going on there? Why does none of this... I guess I'm trying to bring logic to a knife fight. And that's my fault. I'm trying to bring logic to a gunfight. I don't... It's just so funny. Just the words Jewish space lasers. is so funny. How did you know the wildfire season was going to be so bad in California? Oh, I was just walking and I heard the oy veys resonating from the air. And I was like, no, the oy vey army is out. And the fire started. How'd you know the fires were starting in California? Well, I was just walking outside, and then just the Seinfeld theme song started playing. And you're like, oh no, bad things are gonna happen. How'd you know the fire started? Oh, it started raining latkes. Jewish space lasers, dude. How do the wildfires were going to start? Well, I turned on the TV, and every channel was just a video of Jon Stewart laughing. Jewish space lasers. Love it. Love it. The oy vey alarms started ringing. And then I knew we were in for a rough fire season. Yeah, I heard the last fire season was produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, so that's why it was so big. Oh god. Well, that would explain why the fire season was terrible last year, considering Jared Kushner was in the White House office. He's Jewish. I'm trying to think of more Jewish stuff. That's all I got. I think that's all I got. But that's so funny, dude. Jewish space lasers. Like I said, take the Semitism, Semiticness, Semitity out of it. Good Lord, how funny is that? Run! Run! The sound of the apocalypse is here. The four horsemen of the apocalypse: Seinfeld, Costanza, Kramer, and Elaine. They're here. Oh, man. Oh, man. She's in Congress, you know? Like, there was enough people who heard that and were like, oh, we need to... That person needs to be in charge of policy. Well, how is she even gonna combat the Jew? We gotta cover California and ham. It's the only way. How are you gonna combat these Jewish space lasers? Oh man. Oh man. I'm trying to think of more Jewish space laser stuff. I'm very excited about this, if you couldn't tell. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. The funniest thing. Like, how did she even get there? What YouTube video? Dude, I need to be a con man. I need to get in on this making a grift out of these radicalized people. I need to make money off of them. It's so clear. It's so clear that that's the right thing to do. It's incredibly immoral, but, you know. Come on, man. What does a Jewish space laser even look like? What I imagine is that there's a satellite in space shaped like the Star of David, and it shoots a laser from the middle. That's what it is. It charges up. So think of a Star of David, and it's like spinning. The triangles are spinning, and it's charging up. Don't forget to call your mother. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. uh, uh, the only way to save California from the Jewish space lasers is sending in Governor Mel Gibson to cover the state in pepperonis. Beware of the Jewish space lasers. They cause wildfires and circumcise all the men automatically. God, I'm having too much fun with this. At a certain point, this is like too far, right? I mean, but I cannot stop. This is so funny. The Star of the and right before it shoots, it tells you to call your mother. Come on, yo. Come on. How are more people not taking like everyone is like, this is so serious, she believes this. And it is. It's crazy that she believes it. But how is no one being like, yo, really think of the words Jewish space lasers for a second and just think about the comedy. Call your mother. Oh, man. I'm having way too much fun. I'm having way too much fun with this. I'll post this longer clip on Instagram for no one to watch, but I enjoy this. I enjoy this. Damn. Damn. This is really funny. Let's see. Do I have any more Jewish space laser stuff? I feel like I could do Jewish space lasers for another like 20 minutes. I'm trying to think of more stereotypes. What else does she believe? You know what? I'm going to look this up right now. Crazy things that Marjorie Taylor Greene believes. Let's see what she's got going on. Crazy things Marjorie Taylor believes. The scariest thing about Marjorie, she's not alone. Oh, come on. All right, there's not. I know she believes that like, school shootings are like just all the kids killed in school shootings are just crisis actors. I mean, it is very telling in America that the NRA goes bankrupt the years that there's no, school shootings. That is very telling, right? Like, it makes you realize like how good school shootings are for business if you're the NRA, right? Because I would venture to bet, and I don't know any of the stats, but I would venture to bet right after a school shooting, the amount of sales of guns goes up because people get all like, you're not going to take our guns. And then they buy these weapons. Like, I would venture to say that as soon as the school shooting stops, the NRA is like, damn, that's our biggest moneymaker. That's our biggest moneymaker. So I feel like the NRA looks at school shootings like McDonald's looks at like the Big Mac of just like, yo, if we lose this, I think we lose a lot of money. Or the McChicken. Yeah, I mean, if the NRA was a fast food restaurant, I feel like school shootings would be number one on the menu for them. And they lost that, and they couldn't deal with that loss. And all I have to say to that is, nah. Oops, maybe your business model shouldn't be predicated off people shooting children. Who knows? I could be wrong about that, but it doesn't feel wrong, does it? Listening to me say that feels kind of right, huh? They'll do all the they'll do what everyone else does and just move to Texas and rebrand. All right, we're 40 minutes in. I'm honestly thinking, do I have any more Jewish space laser material? I was gonna call this episode "Cancel Porn," but I think I gotta call it "Jewish Space Lasers." It's so funny. Oh man, I think I'm out of steam here. I think I'm out of steam. I'm trying to make the Wednesday episodes go a little longer because they're at 30 minutes for a while, but I like the 40 minutes, maybe even 50. But man, I don't think there's any other thing that like is huge that I don't want to try to devote more time off of. Like there's this sort of military thing going in Myanmar, but Myanmar is just like this coup that happened in Myanmar. February, January was the month of coups apparently, and I want to devote more time for that because I remember when I was like in college and the leader of Myanmar got democratically elected. So you had the Aung San Suu Kyi, I think her name was, and now she just got deposed. And then there's the whole like uh slaughter of Muslims, which is very popular in Asian countries now. It's in vogue in Asian countries to slaughter the Muslims. So I want to devote more time for that. I just sort of want to see how it all plays out for a little bit before I talk about it. Next Friday, I do want to learn and talk about what's going on in India because it seems pretty important and it seems pretty big and it seems like more people should know about it. There's a lot of stuff happening this year. Like I said, man, this ain't 2021. This is the sequel, man, of 2020. We're in 222 Furious right now. We are in full go. So, I might start posting 3 times a day to try to post a podcast clip every day, as well as sometimes something else. We'll see. A lot of stuff is happening. I'm trying to get back in the world of things, baby. Things are happening. Things are happening in the Asan world. So yeah, I think the Myanmar situation I want to read up about and really present to you what's been going on in Myanmar. India situation I want to read up on. I mean, I just can't top Jewish space lasers, guys. I can't. It's all there for you. It really is all there for you. That's gonna be it for today. I think this was a good episode. Friday, I'm dropping another Freddie Soto interview with Steve Renazizi. So look forward to that on Friday. I'm excited to drop it, and after that, we'll have 2 more. So things are moving here. Sleeper Cell. Donate to Wikipedia if you haven't. Please like, subscribe, review, rate. Tell your friends about this if you like it. Please. Like I said, we are trying to grow. I got no shows to do, so this is all word of mouth. It's all word of mouth. If you hear from TikTok, I'll see you at the tea time. Infidels, I love you guys. Later.